Good evening and welcome everybody to our Monday, April 4th, and happy April, by the way, April 4th, 2022. I'd like to go ahead and call to order our meeting with the invocation by Councilwoman Marissa Bowers and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Give me just a moment, please. Let us bow our heads silently together, each one of us according to our individual beliefs. Let us offer thanks for our community and for blessings for one another. Let us be a source of hope for those in need and contentment for those who are lonely. Let us give gratitude for our opportunity to serve the city of Gahanna. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Jeremy, call the roll, please.
Angelou,
Here.
Bowers,
Here. Here.
Padova,
Here.
Renner,
Here.
Schnetzer, Weaver.
Here.
All right, thank you. Item B, additions or corrections to the agenda. I do have one. I have heard from our mayor. She will not be here tonight to do the proclamation. She's feeling a little under the weather, and out of the abundance of precaution, she wanted to stay away and not spread germs, which I'm grateful, by the way. Anybody else have any additions or corrections? Okay, hearing to visitors. We have one, Ms. Sharon Montgomery.
Montgomery, 572 Bonington Way in Gahanna. This is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month, which is a good time for us to talk about how we can continue to improve our responses to this danger. I want to publicly thank Chief Spence for recognizing this month each year. His plans for this year are particularly comprehensive. I hope by next April there will be some new messages broader than just texting. I'm working with the Ohio Traffic Safety Council on that now. Ohio Traffic Safety Office. As an employer, one of your responsibilities is to keep your employees safe. I've read the employee handbook and the technology systems use policy. They address the dangers of using e-devices while driving. While the handbook specifically prohibits only texting, at least the policy requires obeying all laws. As a municipal government, two of your many responsibilities are to keep the people who drive in and through Gahanna safe and to use tax dollars carefully. To keep drivers safer in Gahanna, you might end up needing to enact your own distracted driving law. The current state law is quite weak. The pending bill that is getting attention purports to strengthen current law, but has been deemed very hard to enforce by the police officer who is probably the state's most skilled and dedicated in enforcing these laws. The in-depth education session I asked for in January could help you decide if, how, and when to enact a local law. Employee absenteeism costs money. Clearing a crash scene, investigating the crash, and prosecuting the offender cost money. I'm providing each of you with a copy of the 2019 ODOT Distracted Driving Task Force report. If you can't read it all, please at least read the roster showing the breadth of experience and expertise on the task force. On pages 4 and 5, you will see some alarming numbers for some of these costs I mentioned. The report is intended to be a preparation, not a substitute, for the educational session. I hope you will each read the full report. If you can't, in addition to the roster, I hope you will read the key findings and recommendations. Each person in this room can do a simple experiment to better understand mental distraction. The next time you sit down to read a book to relax because you're worrying about something, take a minute to notice when you have just read a paragraph and you realize you have no idea what the paragraph said. That's because what was worrying you took over your brain. Our brains can't do two cognitive tasks at the same time. The best they can do is flit back and forth between the two, performing neither as well as if they performed them separately. This applies to paying attention to an e-device instead of the traffic also. I have hopes of working with you to help you more effectively address the growing problem of driving under the influences of electronics. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item D, consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as published?
So moved, Mr. President.
Have a first by Mr. Weaver,
Second.
second by Mrs. Angelou. Any discussion? Okay, Jeremy, please call the roll.
Weaver,
Yes.
Angelou,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
McGregor,
Yes.
Padova,
Yes.
Renner,
Yes.
Schnetzer.
Yes.
Thank you. Item E, it's a ordinance for first reading, but I'll just read it in any case for the record. Ordinance 16-2022, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into contract with Strausser Paving Company, Inc. for the 2022 residential street program, ST 1090. Item F, ordinances for introduction, waiver, and emergency adoption. Ordinance 15-2022, an ordinance to amend ordinance -0107, 2020 of the City of Gahanna, Franklin County, Ohio, repealing and replacing Chapter 780 Code for the Rental Property Registration and Inspection, waiving second reading and declaring an emergency. Do I have a motion to adopt?
I think it's just first reading.
Waiver and emergency.
Oh, we're on F, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, we were still on.
Mr. President, I'll move to adopt the ordinance under item F.
Thank you. I have a first by Mrs. Bowers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second by Mr. Schnetzer. Any discussion? Okay, Jeremy, please call the roll.
Bowers,
Yes.
Schnetzer,
Yes.
McGregor,
Yes.
Padova,
Yes.
Renner,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Angelou.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Item G, correspondence and actions. Clerk, do we have any?
Nothing at this time.
How about my council colleagues? Any correspondence and actions? Okay. Item H, representatives, the Community Improvement Corporation. We did meet, I forgot my notes, about 2 weeks ago. Do you have something?
I do, if you'd like me to.
Mr. Weaver, could you please give us the report?
Thank you, Mr. President. The CIC did meet on Tuesday, the 22nd. Before going into executive session, we did have a couple of brief updates. As the mayor indicated at the State of the City address, we can expect some exciting announcements about the Crescent project in the coming couple of weeks. And the next meeting of the CIC is Tuesday, April 19th at 8 o'clock here in the committee room.
Thank you. And next time I'll be better prepared.
Good.
All right, Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission, Mrs. Angelou.
Well, we will have a meeting this Thursday for the executive committee. But the day before that, I'm going to be going to the 2022 Diversity in Business Awards. And Neil Jurist is going to be receiving one of those awards. And so we're very proud of our Gahanna person now at Morpsey because she does just a terrific job. And she's won more than a number of awards this past couple years, probably. It's so this is something very, very interesting, and I think that it's always nice to have somebody from Gahanna getting those awards. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Convention and Visitors Bureau, Ms. Padova.
Thank you. As a destination marketing organization, Visit Gahanna's job is to promote Gahanna as a vibrant destination. 2 ways the CVB accomplishes this mission is by seeking free publicity and by strategically placing advertising. So far this year, Gahanna businesses, attractions, and events have been featured in 614 Magazine, Columbus Business First, Columbus Monthly, Ohio Has It Group Tour Planner, 614 Now, Biz Journals, Columbus Dispatch, Uniquely Gahanna, Columbus On the Cheap, Dayton Daily News, Columbus Navigator, Columbus, Columbus Neighborhood, City Scene, Ohio Travel Guide, and Ohio Magazine, and Experience Columbus Visitor's Guide. The spring-summer edition of the Herbal Cocktail Trail will be released on Monday, April 11th. There are 2 new participants this time, Heart State Brewing and Signatures. The new prize for completion is a set of Herbal Cocktail Trail branded coasters. Early access tickets are being sold for the Herb Day plant sale on May 7th. Those who purchase tickets will have access to 1 hour earlier than the general public. The tickets are $10, and members of the Ohio Herb Center will also have the ability to pre-order plants, guaranteeing their availability. Both options are available for purchase on the ohioherbcenter.org under classes and events. Also, the volunteer sign-up link for Creekside Blues and Jazz Festival will go live on April 15th on creeksidebluesandjazz.com. And that is all for me.
Hard to believe that blues and jazz is already coming up upon us.
It'll be
Thank
here
you.
before we know it.
Yes, you're right. All right, school board, Mrs. Bowers.
Thank you. 3 items briefly for this evening. Coming up on Monday, April 18th from 6 to 8 at Lincoln High School, the district is hosting a community conversation on building a plan focused on equity and access for all. It appears that it's going to be an interactive community conversation style event, and all are encouraged to attend. Unfortunately, that conflicts with our meeting, so I would not be able to attend that, but hope to view that after the fact. On March 15th, at the school board's finance committee meeting, the economic development, there was an economic development tax incentive overview presented to school board members. This was anticipated to help lay foundation, especially for the new school board members when it came to talking about and starting to wrap their hands around the school compensation agreement, renegotiations that are going on. As an update, the revised proposal intends to bring the abatement compensation policy in line with state law, but it is anticipated that residential abatements would need to be compensated to the district. So that's just an update on that, that's at least moving forward with board members, and we'll hopefully be able to bring closure to that issue in the coming weeks. I did meet with Finance Chair and Local Government Liaison Daphne Maring 2 weeks ago, on the 22nd, just to touch on some of the issues that are pending between the city and the district. So that is my report from school board.
All right, thank you very much. Official reports. Mr. City Attorney, you're flying solo.
Yeah, I feel alone out here. I have nothing to add, thank you.
All right, thank you. Council comment. Mrs. Angelou.
I attended the Planning Commission, and I think Ms. Padova, Councilwoman, came in a little behind me. I had to leave to go to church after that, so I didn't get to see all of it. But our Planning Commission is really terrific, and they asked really good questions, and that weren't really answered very well. For some reason, I don't think they were prepared, and but it was very, very sure. I would think that people coming to talk to the Planning Commission about a $158 million project might have had a few more things to say. So, but our Planning Commission asked all the right questions, and so my very favorite part was when they said, "Well, we're only going to ask for one variance." On $158 million, you don't only have one variance. There may be 158 variances, but there's never one. So it was just sort of like, I think that they were not expecting to answer really good, hard questions. So hopefully this will all move on. So anyway, that's all I have.
Thank you. Mrs. McGregor.
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Weaver?
In contrast to my usual verbose self, nothing from me this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Padova?
I just wanted to thank Sharon Montgomery for coming in tonight and making us aware that April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and also thank Chief Spence for his team and their efforts for creating awareness. Got stuck on the red light at Hamilton and Johnstown twice today and saw the messaging up there reminding everybody to keep their eyes on their road. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to the Parks and Rec Department. I was able to go to the Easter egg hunt on Saturday, and it was really great just seeing a lot of people in the community out having fun, enjoying some time with their kids. It was a little windy, but the sun was out, and that was nice. So I look forward to that hopefully being a family tradition.
Thank you. Mr. Snutzer?
Nothing this evening, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Bowers?
Yes, thank you to Ms. Angelou for bringing up the Planning Commission workshop with the school district. I appreciate you mentioning that. I was out of town last week, so I wasn't able to attend that, but it is available to view online. And I just want to, I guess, shout out our IT department and Planning Commission and the rest of the team that's been working on bringing Planning Commission online. That's something that the community has been asking for, and it's certainly helpful for us as well. So thank you for your work on that. I have two items. One is I have a February constituent report that I circulated to my colleagues and the administration 2 weeks ago. I would like to incorporate my February constituent report into the minutes that itemizes some activities and communications with constituents from the month of February. That's been presented to Mr. Van Meter as well for inclusion in the minutes. I also was notified that I had made a misstatement in my February 28th presentation on fair housing policy. So on the slides, it said that we have 13,000 total housing units, but verbally I said 13,000 rental units. And so I just want to clarify that it is 13,000 total housing units with 28% of those being rental units. So I just wanted to clarify that. And I'm sure there are other things that I'm forgetting, but I think that'll be enough for tonight. So thank you.
Thank you. I have a couple of things. I just wanted to thank the mayor and the city for the state of the city. I thought that was a very wonderful presentation that was given. If you didn't make to the state of the city, I know that at some point they're going to put the briefing up online via YouTube. And it was really a good showcase for the city, and you get to hear from individual directors about the things that they're doing and their reasoning looking forward to. So there's a lot of good things about Gahanna that we have pride. Planning Commission, thank you, Mrs. Angelou. I did watch the Planning Commission with Ernest about that. I thought too that the Planning Commission members actually really did ask a lot of good questions. They were very solid, and they gave some of their tells about what they were expecting when they come to do a formal presentation, which I'm a little apprehensive because July is the expected time when this is supposed to occur, and they want to start digging in August. So I think the contractor for the school board's got a lot of work ahead of them, but I am worried that it's a little too tight. And I'm speaking as somebody who deals with construction projects in my day job, so I'm worried. I do want to also say thank you to Sharon Montgomery. Every year you come before us, and you talk, or almost every year, you come and talk before us and remind us of the dangers of distracted driving. I am very pro-education, and I think getting an awareness, and I'm very tickled and happy with the work that the city is doing to get the awareness out. There's already street signs out. You've seen the programmable signs. They're out there live, and they're reminding everybody about don't put the phone down and pay attention to what you're doing. This is a very complicated issue because ever since Ms. Montgomery has been talking to us, I've been actually educating myself and looking at the data as somebody who's very data-driven, and it's a very complex issue, and it wraps itself into risky behaviors and safe driving, and I think we all can definitely appreciate that, and we probably all see very many cases of very risky behaviors. But I applaud the city for their work. I am probably going to be very hard-pressed for any future about making a local law. I am not going to be doing anything going to be anti the state. If the state can't make their decision about it, I'm not going to create and be supportive of a patchwork of laws that welcome to the city of Gahanna, and by the way. But what we can do is we can definitely work on the side of education awareness, especially with our residents. That's all I have to say. We do have an executive session. There is no legislation coming out of this, so at the end of it, you're welcome to stay and stick around because I know council members are available to if you have questions. But back to the point, item K, executive session. To go in executive session under authority of section 5.40D of the council rules, a procedure to prepare for conducting or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Have a first by Mr. Snetzer, a second?
Second.
A second, was that
Yeah.
Padova? Okay. By Ms. Padova. Any discussion? Okay, Jeremy, please call the roll.
Schnetzer,
Yes.
Padova,
Yes.
Renner,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Angelou,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes?
McGregor.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Who is coming to brief us? And just you? Okay. Then what we'll do is we'll meet in the law library, if that's okay. And like I said, we are not coming back to do any kind of legislation, so I hope you all have a very good night.